Hi everyone, my name is Nicole and I am the Teen Services Librarian here at the Riverhead Free Library. I will be doing the demonstration for this January's Crash for a Cause, and the topic is making DIY friendship bracelets that will be given to the Sloan Kettering Pediatrics in New York City. So aside from the embroidery floss that you were provided, you will need either some tough kind of tape or a safety pin, either or, and a pair of scissors. So to get ourselves started, today I'm just going to use 3 different kinds of colors, but you are welcome to use multiple if you feel so inclined. Or you can even repeat a strand of one of the colors that you prefer. So first we're going to take off the little sleeve off all these guys. And we're going to find the end. I would say the best way to judge the length of the bracelet before it's made would be to put it in between your pointer and middle fingers, the end, and you pull the string away to where it's about halfway up your bicep of your arm. That would be a good length for children. If you wanted to make a bracelet for yourself, I would say a full arm length. So then we snip. And you make the rest of the strips the same length. So you don't have to keep measuring up your arm. You just judge according to this starter string. Now that you have as many strings as you would like cut out and you have them all together in a strand like this, to start any kind of bracelet, you are going to want to take the 2 ends and meet them, and that creates this loop. Then, working from this loop, you just knot it. So wrap it around your finger, remove your finger, so there's a loop, and you put that end through. Make sure all the strands are there, and you just pull it to make a knot. And here we are. Now we're ready to start. If you're using tape, you would just take a piece and cover the loop and the knot to kind of have it on a stable surface, like a table or a desk. If you are using a safety pin, you will first put the needle through the knot, and you would honestly put it probably on your pant leg, so on top of your knee with you sitting, so at least it has a taut surface to work on. When I was younger and I made these bracelets, I honestly did the safety pin method, but we don't have safety pins here at the library, so I'm not able to do that. But some kind of tough tape, like a painter's tape, for example, that I have here, 1 or 2 strips on top of each other, or if you are using a duct tape, just make sure that you are able to remove it afterwards. Maybe do a tester and see if you can do it. So I'm going to put a strip or 2, because painter tape is easy to remove off of tables. So that is just the reason why I chose painter's tape today. Okay. And also doesn't leave really much of a residue on tables, because this is not my table. I'll do one more just for good measure. So you don't want to fully cover up the knot, because you're going to want to see where you start out at. So if you just did 3, you could do 2 strips of braids. Everyone knows how to do a braid, but for example, let's say we're using this. And this one, and that one. So 3 different colors here. And for a braid, it's simple layering. you work, you're overlapping each one, right to middle, left to middle, right to middle, left to middle, and you keep juggling that idea of all of them going to the middle. And soon you have a little braid forming. You can make it as loose or tight as you would like. And you are more than welcome to do that as a bracelet, but I am going to show you one that is a very popular style amongst children and was popular when I was in middle school and high school. Scissors are going everywhere. But they seem to have been coming back lately as far as much younger kids. So you're going to want to separate all of your colors into different sections, because with the two ends, you now have two of each color. If you did one strand of each color, if you did two strands of one color like I had done, I now have 4 strands of the dark blue. So let me just separate that. They're sticking together. So in this type of method, symmetry is key. So you're going to be working from one side to the next. If you're a lefty, you'll work left to right. If you're a righty, you'll work right to left. So since I'm right-handed, I am going to show you the right-handed starting method. Now, if you look this up online and if you need a YouTube video where you're able to get closer to the strings, unfortunately, this is the closest and the best I can do. You are always working right to left if you're a righty, left to right again if you're a lefty. So taking your furthest string from the right, you pick that up along with the string next to it at its immediate next towards the middle. Taking the string, you kind of make a weird looking 4 with holding that second string taut. You pull it through. You're basically making a little loop knot around the other string, and you pull that up to the knot. See, a little bump has formed there, little knot. You do that twice for each one. So you do a weird number 4, pull under, the string to make a little loop. You pull it without getting the other ones caught. They like to try to join in. And there you have it. And you do that with this same color going towards the middle. So next I do it to this magenta one. Loop. You can even do it that way. Loop. And pull. There's 2. You can even do it this way. As long as you just do a loop around each of your one side until the one from the outer side ends up in the middle. You leave these. Going to the other side, you do the same because you want the same color to end up in the middle. So now, this side, one more time. Make a loop. Next color. That's 2. My chair is squeaky if you're hearing that. 1, 2. So when these 2 colors meet in the middle, you do the same thing. It doesn't matter which side you use. You loop them together twice. And now these are the 2 in the middle, and you now repeat the process. So we'll do that a couple times, going left to right, and you'll see what the design is after a few rounds. Okay, after a couple of passes, you should be able to see a design forming. For example, see the little V shapes? This is making a chevron. So let's say you're done now after getting to, maybe about this far down with some string left. You'll take between all the string that you have, you'll just make 3 sections of some kind, and you'll just braid up the bottom until you have, enough left to just make a finishing knot. So let's say you braided enough, and you will do a full, just a knot. And close up the bracelet in that way. But I want to finish this bracelet to show you what the end result looks like. So I'm going to finish this up so we can fully finish a bracelet. But the work in progress, it does look a little funny sometimes at first, a little bit wavy, but it'll usually straighten out. Another reason why I prefer doing the safety pin method, it does make it more stable and more taut. On a table here, as I was working, I'm noticing that my work is moving all left and right, so it's not a straight bracelet. So as long as you are able to keep it taut, able to keep it straight, you should end up with a good bracelet. I'm probably going to find a safety pin somewhere and make a few that are a little more straighter than this, or just redo this one. Just by taking out the knots, I made sure not to do them too tight. But when you actually do a work, I would say to just really make them nice and tight. You want small little knots creating the chevrons. And if there are any questions, please feel free to come in or to give me a call. And I hope you enjoy.